Now let's adopt a stable, comfortable, upright posture, settling the body into a posture that is conducive to meditation. So we think about keeping our feet flat on the floor, our back straight, torso open, hands in the lap right over left with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching. Our eyes are gently closed or slightly open, making sure we let in enough light to remain alert. We try to avoid slouching or leaning. We also let go of any unnecessary tension or rigidity in the body, allowing the body to fall into place. Begin to move your awareness away from the environment, moving the mind inward and constraining your awareness just to the body and mind. Letting go too of thoughts of the past and plans for the future. Concentrating your awareness in the present by attending closely to the physical sensation of the air moving into and back out of the tip of the nostrils. Noticing quickly when anything other than that one physical sensation is arising in the mind, and without judgment or frustration, lifting your awareness up from those distractions and placing it gently but firmly again and again on the breath. And when the mind becomes more calm, generate abroad an altruistic motivation for your time, thinking of using this time to establish, deepen constructive, beneficial ways of thinking and acting, ways that allow oneself to remain connected to a sense of peace and ease, and that when it naturally arises, gives rise to actions that are spontaneously beneficial to others. Wanting to distance oneself from tendencies and habits and states of mind that agitate and disturb one's own mind are painful for oneself when they arise and often motivate actions that cause harm to others. Engaging in this process of inner transformation in order to be of greater and greater benefit to sentient beings over time. And then with that motivation, we will consider one of the obstacles to spiritual growth, the habitual tendency to withhold our willingness to be of benefit to only certain groups of people. So I try to develop a wider perspective, a more equanimous mind. So I begin by visualizing a person that we know and care for in front of us, to our right, a person that we know and have difficulty with directly in front, and bringing to mind the image of someone that we've seen recently but that we did not interact with in front to the left. Trying to maintain this visualization of these three people throughout the meditation. Then we turn our attention to our friend, our loved one. We ask the question of why we've come to describe this as someone that we care for, thinking back over a period of time that we knew that person, and try to recognize commonality between the reasons that we come up with. Is it true that this person, more often than not, says or does things that we individually find supportive, helpful, beneficial? Do they often see things in a similar way to us? Do they share some of the same hobbies or enjoy some of the same activities? Is it true that we mainly find this person to be agreeable and beneficial from our own perspective? Is that a truly valid basis for our willingness to go out of our way to help them, to be concerned about their welfare? Then look to the person in front that you have a difficult relationship with, and again examine your reasons. And try to determine again if the ego is involved. Do you feel that this person is not supportive of your own goals, or that they've acted in ways that you yourself have found painful or difficult? And again, is that a valid reason for having negative feelings towards someone, perhaps not treating them well? And move your attention to the stranger. Notice if a sense of indifference arises in the mind. And investigate if, again, the ego is involved. This is a person who has had no opportunity to be of any benefit, nor of any harm, specifically just to oneself. And is that the cause of feeling indifferent? I'll begin to think about whether these labels seem permanent, seem solid, when we observe the friend, we may think of that as always being true. And yet, this used to be a stranger. And if we imagine this person saying or doing something that we would find unacceptable, they could become a difficult person for us. Someone that we wish to no longer associate with. Similarly, the difficult person could apologize, could begin to say and do different things. And we might develop a sense of closeness over time with them. So again, investigate whether it's reasonable to feel warmly or indifferent or hostile to the friend or enemy or stranger of today, knowing that tomorrow could be completely different. Try to recognize that these ways of relating come from our own mind, our own projection. But what is true, what does characterize these three groups of people is that in all cases, all of these sentient beings experience pain and suffering, and they deeply wish to be free of even the slightest negativity, and they deeply wish to experience only happiness. And it's also true that all of these people, these sentient beings, have the potential to fully develop their mind, completely awaken to the state of highest enlightenment. The differences, the categories are based on superficial and transitory distinctions, whereas these truths are universal and unchanging. See if you can develop a sense of relating to these people on that deeper level, connecting to them as a suffering sentient being with the extraordinary potential of full awakening, seeing that every sentient being is equally deserving of our regard, our care, and compassion. And try to rest your mind in whatever insight you can generate. And then when you're ready, we'll come back together. And we'll dedicate to recollect your altruistic motivation and think that by having engaged in this contemplation, you've actualized that motivation, created positive energy in the mind. That positive energy will ripen in beneficial ways So think of offering the fruit of your practice for the benefit of every sentient being without exception. Thinking may that positive energy serve as a cause and condition to eliminate war and conflict, poverty, famine, disease, disasters, all painful inner and outer conditions. May it fully ripen the minds of all sentient beings. May they quickly meet perfect teachers and arise in the state of full enlightenment. May I too achieve the state of enlightenment in order to work for the benefit of sentient beings perfectly. May any obstacles facing the Guru's long life be completely dispelled, and may I and all sentient beings in this moment come under the joyful care and guidance of enlightened beings. May we be guided and protected until we swiftly achieve that state of enlightenment. Thank you.